Hi my loves and welcome back to my channel. This is Ro. I am so happy you're here today. I'm doing an age-old Q&A video. I actually got two questions that were almost identical, so I want to read them to you and then I want to talk through them with you based off of my experience and what I've learned throughout the last 7 years coaching prison wives and family members. So let's get started. The first question is, hi Ro, I'm part of your groups as of 7 months ago. Have you done any videos on what to do on the days you feel angry? The answer is yes, but I could always do another one, especially because I got two of the same question back to back. So the second question is a little bit more detailed. And this subscriber writes, do you ever get mad at your man for putting you in this situation? I'm on my period, so I'm just extra. Oh girl, I feel you. I flipped out on my friend for the dumbest thing, and it's all because I'm mad and hurt. My life is like this right now. I got you. I've been there. I've done it. I think at some point we all have. I see all my friends spending special occasions and holidays like him and I should be, and I'm spending my time with him behind glass, and it's so frustrating. So for you guys that don't know me, if you're new here, welcome. Make sure that you subscribe and like this video and comment below. Welcome to the family. So my loved one has been gone for, it was just 19 years in February. Gosh, I'm like, it'll be 19 years in February. It's March. All the months and the days and the weeks seem to blend together when you've been doing this for so long. And I'm sure your guy will say that because I got that line, kind of got that line from him. But anyway, I've had a handle on this and I've been doing this for so long that I've been there, I've done it, and I still am there. And I still do. I want to start by saying, I'm so proud of you, and I'm actually really impressed that you're acknowledging where your anger is stemming to and where the mood is coming from. That's honestly a huge step to working through it and moving past it, because most people can't get there. They're just like, oh, forget him, blah, 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 blah. It's all his fault. And they don't take the steps back and work through it and look in the mirror and figure out, okay, exactly where is this anger stemming to? We have so many people who don't make that association, whether they don't want to or can't quite yet, based off of where they are in their relationship, their life, or honestly, they're just not ready to let it go. They just want to sit in anger and they want to basically punish their loved one and even themselves for whatever the situation is that they're angry about. There's this woman that we had on our Facebook page, the Strong Prison Wives and Families Facebook page, and she was, in her comments, she was lashing out at everybody. She was just so hurtful and mean, and you know that saying, hurt people, hurt people. So I was able to tell where her anger was stemming from. I was able to tell, I mean, I don't know the specific situation that her anger was stemming from, but I knew that she was angry about the situation because it was covering up her hurt. I knew that she was suffering so badly inside, but she didn't know where that was coming from. So I just kind of privately off the page, I sent her a message and I said, I just kind of sent her a gentle guidance to help her get to the bottom of it. Hey, sweetie, what's going on? Why are you so upset? Did you go through something? Is something up? And we were able to work through it, because a lot of times when people are just so hateful and hurtful, we can't keep them on our pages because they're just mean to people who need support. And that's not support, but I wanted to give her a chance to get the support that she needed without just saying, goodbye, you're gone, you're being hurtful and rude. And then after that message, if she continued to be hurtful and mean and rude, I would have had to remove her from the page, but she didn't. That was just enough of a reminder that she needed to work through it and to figure out, I'm not really mad at these women. I'm mad at him, but I'm not really mad at him. I'm mad at the situation. So, and really, I'm not even mad, I'm hurt. This hurts so bad. And it's one of the most depressing things that I've ever been through. So if you think about a grudge, think about it like an old, worn sweater that you can't get rid of. Because if you do, how will you stay warm? That's an interesting way to look at it, right? Grievances are part of human nature, and at some point, almost Everyone goes through it. Actually, at some point, everybody goes through it. I don't know why I wrote almost. So freeing yourself from this festering grudge that's basically taken on a life of its own. You might not even know what you're holding this grudge or this anger really about anymore. You just know it's there and you need to keep it. You need it to keep it on you because it's keeping you safe and warm like that itchy old sweater. But the relief and lightness that you feel from letting that grudge go and that anger go is so worth it. Taking off that sweater and putting on a soft t-shirt, you feel all that relief and it's finally not itchy anymore and it actually feels really good against your skin. That is where you want to get. So I did some research, clearly, because I'm reading through some notes, and compiled some suggestions from therapists. And they explain how these grudges actually hurt you. The person who's holding the grudge, the person who's angry. And then they outline steps for letting go. So the saying, you hold on to this hurt and this anger because you can use it as leverage over your partner, like a bargaining chip. Like saying, don't you dare, you're not going out with the guys tonight because I don't trust that you're not going to meet up with a woman, okay? You're going to stay home in my line of sight because remember that time that you hooked up with that girl? Remember that time that you cheated on me? Holding it right here so I can have power and control over you. Continuing to keep your partner at an arm's length from mistrusts prevents the relationship from becoming deeper and more satisfying, even when a partner offers an apology and actively changes his or her behavior. Honestly, you guys, take a deep breath because this one might sting a little bit. Sometimes that apology will never come. Sometimes that apology never comes. In the absence of hearing, I'm sorry, or without any sense from that person who's harmed you cares that you suffered, it's as if scar tissue forms. So you might not get an I'm sorry. And so without that, scar tissue forms to cover up that wound. And then what does scar tissue do? It reminds you that it's there. You developed this thicker skin over that wound to keep it safe. It out for other people to see. So for example, look at me. I was wronged. I'm hurt. It becomes part of your identity. It becomes part of who you are. So this way, you can have others feel bad for you, care for you, or even just see you. I was the girl that was cheated on, so treat me kindly. I deserve kindness. The negative, untrusting mindset that you hold may also spill over into other relationships in your life. And I can say that I've been there. Because think about it. You don't trust one person. When you close the door on that person and you leave the house and you go into, let's say, a coworker or work relationship, you're automatically in fight or flight. You're automatically looking for somebody. You're on guard. You're looking for somebody who is being dishonest or lying to you or cheating to you because you're that girl. That's what you've created. That's the space that you've put out there in your life. So it's spilling over into other areas of your life. Your husband cheated on you. Is your mother going to lie to you? Is your best friend going to leave you because of your decisions? You're always on guard. Paranoid sometimes to a point. So I think the next step is to figure out how to let go. I think there are steps that you need to take to let go. So let's talk through them. Like I said, I was looking through all kinds of research and piecing it all together for us and how this works for us in our lives as far as being loved ones of the incarcerated. So grudges take time to grow, right? You don't just all of a sudden wake up one day and are holding this horrendous grudge against somebody. So getting rid of them is going to take time as well. It's going to be a step-by-step process. So number one, first and foremost, the first thing you want to do is to decide that you want to forgive. Decide that you're ready to forgive. Forgiving someone who hurt you is a gift that you give yourself, and that's how you have to look at it. Number one, decide to forgive. It's easy. It's time for you to move on from this. You might have to forgive somebody else who wronged you. It might be forgiving yourself for something that you feel like you haven't reconciled with yet. It's not about controlling somebody else or getting the other person to say sorry or act any differently. This process is all about you. Number 2, realizing forgiveness is not condoning. Acceptance does not equal agreement, so get that out of your head. It doesn't mean that you're not a victim. It doesn't mean that they win, the person who did this to you won and you lost. It doesn't mean that you're surrendering anything or giving up control. What it means is you're allowing this event to take place in the past. You're acknowledging that this happened and you're ready to leave it, to accept that it's there, to accept that it's behind you, and to accept that it's time for you to move forward without it from this day forward. So it's not about a winning or losing or controlling somebody else's mind. It's what acceptance really means is I can't go back and create a better version of the past. What you can do is create a better version of the future and try to leave that behind you. Number three, ask yourself why. So people realize that the grudge is a problem when they sense their own evolution being stunted. What that means is they're almost bored with it. They're almost over it. And the grievance, the grudge, the anger is starting to feel old, as if it doesn't matter as much anymore. And yet letting go of those feelings seems threatening because it takes away the default of, look what happened to me. It takes away that victim mentality. You also might be anxious that losing the grudge will leave you empty because it's what you've identified with for so long. So instead, what you're doing is think of it as making room for healthier feelings to fill that space, for good feelings to fill that void, to fill that where that grudge is. It's just those yucky feelings that are taking up space in your body. Number 4, consider the trade-off. Connect to the benefits that will come to you when you make a commitment to forgive and let go. Often those are peace of mind, regaining personal energy that has been sucked out of you from prosecuting your grievances over and over and over again, a sense of freedom, and the ability for trust to rebuild in a more genuine way. Number 5, don't let the anger define you. People can forgive horrible wrongs, even heinous crimes. I was so touched when I saw that the church in South Carolina, who within days after the massacre, people were coming out openly and describing their feelings of forgiveness for the shooter. But they still had a right to see that justice would be carried out. They all needed that. They all wanted that. They didn't want to have the violent acts of the shooter, what happened to them, what happened to their family members, define their life as something that had to be deeply angry and painful moving forward. If they can do it, what's stopping you? I also recently saw that one of the mothers of a child that was killed in the Connecticut shooting. I don't remember the name of the city. I always forget it, and then somebody comments below and reminds me. But she was using that experience to give motivational speeches. So if she can do it, if she can forgive and use that experience for something positive, then what's stopping you from forgiving and moving forward in your life after some heinous act towards you that you weren't ready to forgive, but now you are? Number 6, pay attention to feedback. Close friends and partners often serve as sounding boards as you rehash painful details of past grievances. But even the most patient listeners grow weary. When people in your life suggest you're getting stuck, it's time to find a new narrative. So we've all had that friend that all they want to talk about is the fact that their husband cheated on them, or the fact that their husband lied to them, or all they want to talk about is the new guy in their life, and it's over and over and over again, and it's at their children's expense, and it's at their job's expense, and it's at their bills' expense. So when you're that person, somebody in your life will eventually remind you, and even if they don't say it out of their mouth with words, you'll know by their body language, you'll know by their answers, and you'll also know by the rate in the responses that they're the feedback that they're giving you. If they are a text you multiple times a day person and then they disappear for days, it might be a sign to you that they've grown old of hearing you air your grievances over and over and over again, and why you don't trust anybody anymore, and how it's so painful to you, and how they have it so much easier than you, and your life is so much worse than theirs. You get the point. Number 7, change the conversation. If you're the constant confidant to a grudge holding loved one, or you constantly see it posted online, you can deepen your curiosity and explore why that person needs to dwell on the past and where they are at the present moment. But if you just had enough, be truthful. It's totally acceptable to say with kindness and compassion, I can't keep hearing that anymore. I'm not expecting you to move on, but I do need some self-care here as well. That's the reason for this video, or part of the reason for the video, aside from answering these questions. It was that lifer lady who was just so hurt and so upset that her husband just got a life sentence, and she was grappling with it. She was being so angry and lashing out to other people over and over and over again online. Finally, I had to say to her, listen, sweetheart, I get it. It's not going to be easy. This is going to take a really long time to get over. But in the meantime, you can't keep doing this here. I can't keep hearing this or witnessing this. Other people who are in your shoes, who are trying to move forward, who are trying to grapple with this as well, they can't keep hearing this. They can't now become victims of your anger because you feel like a victim. Do you see what I mean? So it's opposite of the other one. Either you're the person that's dishing it and starting to get on the nerves of other people, or if you're on the receiving end of that, lovingly call them out instead of just staying quiet and making them read your body language, or try to figure out why you're not texting. Or the minute you text back because you feel bad, you're going to get a slew of 55 text messages back to back to back to back in a minute with all the word vomit again. So number 8, practice letting go. Empathy enables forgiveness, recognizing the other person's perspective, that he or she has unresolved pain too, or that acting in their self-interest may unavoidably conflict with yours, can help you deal with your hurt. Visualization, such as imagining a thick rope connecting you to the person you want to forgive and then letting the rope go, is one exercise. Daily affirmations, journal writing, meditation, and monitoring your thoughts and attitude will all help. So all you have to do, this is called cutting a cord. If you want to look it up on Google or YouTube, there are tons of cutting cord, even meditations out there with guided meditations that talk you through it. But basically, you envision a cord or a thick rope, like this said, like a boat rope, coming out of your body, connecting you to the other person, and then you're going to visualize forgiving them. And as you visualize forgiving them, you're going to actually imagine that cord or that rope being cut and being removed from your body. So you're cut from that anger. You're cutting yourself off from it because it doesn't serve you anymore. It's behind you. You're ready to forgive. You're ready to accept what happened. You're ready to accept that today forward it's going to be different, and you're ready to take steps towards that future without that person. Cut the cord. Number 9, slough off. That's hard to say. Slough off victimhood. I know a woman who spent years raging about her issues with her spouse. Whatever happened in life, all roads led back to their issues, allowing her to put anger in one big vat. Eventually, though, she looked at how important this pissed off, wrong person, herself, had always been to her. When she started to realize how it had not served her, how it had not allowed her to be vulnerable. So what this is saying is take a couple steps out of your own shoes and witness your own behavior. Stop being the victim, see how you're treating people, see what you're doing, and then see that that hurt person is not who you want to be. That hurt person is not you. And so let that go. Don't be that person that turns every conversation back to you, turns every conversation back to your hurt. And in your head, every conversation really does go back to your hurt. But this reminds me of that video where I talked about using the word inmate and one-upping. We don't want to be that one-upper or one-upper in negativity, because it's, I guess, a one-downer, right? You are the Debbie Downer. Oh, you think you have it bad. Good thing your husband isn't in jail. Good thing your husband didn't cheat on you. Good thing you're not so angry. You see, you don't want to be that girl because nobody wants to be around that girl. Embrace yourself. Number 10, embrace yourself. Letting go of a grudge brings out revelation and transformation. As we saw with the woman in the last example, this whole different person emerged who had layers, who had texture, who could feel, this one therapist says. So if you let that all go, and if you let go of that identity as the victim and the person who was hurt, there is a whole world of new identities. There's a whole world out there for you to explore who you want to be in this world, who you want to be without that cloak of shame and guilt and anger. When you slough that off, when you take off that old itchy sweater, then you have room, you're naked again, where you can pick out new clothes, try on new clothes. It's like you're going shopping and you're going into a fitting room and you get to try on this velour sweater and you get to try on this silk camisole and you get to try on that puffy vest and you get to see what feels the best against your skin, what makes you feel the happiest, what makes you feel the healthiest, what makes you feel the most confident moving forward. Do you understand? Number 11 is a bonus one, and it is to build grace. I encourage people to adopt an advanced form of forgiveness, what I call grace. To practice grace is to pre-package forgiveness and set it on the shelf in anticipation of a future hurtful action from someone who matters to you, a spouse, a partner, a child, a parent, a coworker. When we've forgiven others already for future offenses, we bypass the formation of grudges altogether. Okay, so think about this. I just wrote a blog post for our private Patreon members who get exclusive extra content every month. You are more than welcome and invited to become one. I always post it in the end screens and somewhere in these videos a link to our Patreon page. Just stuff that I can't post on YouTube, stuff that other volunteers don't want their faces out there for, that they post. We have videos from them, blog posts from them. We have downloadable documents, etc. But I just posted this video because a blog. I just can't today or any day. I had a call with Adam. I had something really exciting happen to me. I had an opportunity open itself up to me, something that could be an opportunity of a lifetime, and I told him about it. And then he asked me the background story, and I told him the background story. Oh, this relationship was built earlier last year, and we tried to get in touch, but we lost touch with each other, and then I tried again, and then we ran into each other in a different spot, and we planned this conference call. And he got mad at me, like, why did you wait so long? Why didn't this happen? Blah, 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 blah. And I was so taken back because I felt like he knocked the winds out of my sails. I felt like he was being very derogatory towards me, and he wasn't allowing me to thrive in my moment. He wasn't allowing me to even have my moment. So I was on the phone with him, and in the thought process of I'm getting ready to hang up at him or scream at him, he stopped and he said, I'm sorry. I'm in a lot of pain. He's got a bulging disc in his back. It's been going on for like half of a year, and he can't get medical attention, go figure, in prison. And finally, when we threatened a lawyer calling, he miraculously had an appointment the next day. They band-aided it up with some medication. Once that was over, he's in even worse pain now. So the whole point is, he's like, I'm really sorry. I'm in tremendous pain. I feel really short and really irritable. And he apologized. And so I was able to forgive him in the moment. Also, I knew things were getting real tense in there. They have new administration. They're changing so many things around. They're taking so many things away from them. They're kind of trying to make this medium like a penitentiary. I knew that, right? I've known that for months. So when he does get short with me, I already put my forgiveness up on the shelf. He kind of has a pass with me right now. Not a pass to abuse me, because he never has, never will. Well, I can't say never will. Who knows what the future holds, but he never has. He doesn't have a track record for it. But he gets a pass with certain irritable moments. He gets a pass with certain short responses. He gets a pass with those things because I put my forgiveness up on the shelf for him, because I knew what was going on in the background. So I hope that helps. That is not, you guys, to be misconstrued with somebody who treats you wrong, speaks to you wrong, tries to control you, tries to abuse you. I hope you guys know the difference. And from all of my past videos, I think I have 400 up on YouTube at this point, you know how he treats me. You know how I command to be treated and respected, and that is not the case for me. So I can very confidently say that I have put forgiveness on the shelf for him for things like this, but I don't want you to, oh, yeah. He was mean to me again. He hung up on me. He berated me and degraded me. So, but it's okay because I have forgiveness up on the shelf for him. Fine line. I trust that you guys who watch my videos are mature enough and advanced enough in your relationships to know this. And if you're confused about that, feel free to reach out to me. Again, on Patreon, we have life coaching available to you guys. So I think that's it. This has gotten really long. I was real tongue-tied in the beginning. It's, 4:30 in the afternoon. I've had maybe a few, like half of this all day of water. And usually I've drank like 4 liters by now, close to a gallon. So I think that's making me a little tongue-tied. It's been a busy day of filming and editing and getting this all up for you. So let me go do this one. You guys keep staying strong, keep loving strong, keep supporting one another through this journey because you're one day closer to it all being behind you. Lots of love from my heart to yours. I will see you, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, in the next one. But in the meantime, you guys, make sure that you keep working through your anger, letting go of your grudges, being ready to put them behind you, and being ready to forgive and move forward and embracing a new personality and a new identity that you never knew existed. I'll see you in the next one.